The Democrats need to come up with a better strategy because this ain't working. Dare I say something that will probably be termed the most uncomfortable thing that I've ever had to articulate out of my mouth from a political perspective. But I got to tell you something. As much as people may have been abhorred by Donald Trump's statement weeks ago, talking about how black folks, he's hearing that black folks find him relatable because what he's going through is similar to what black Americans have gone through. He wasn't lying.
I have never seen this many liberals talk about conservatives in such favor. I never seen so many people wake up. I never seen it, not ever. I told my wife, I said, you know what? At the beginning of all this, you're going to have to hit these people in the pockets. The only way the elites change their opinion, the only way they change views on politics is when the people on the bottom start yelling and screaming about it, okay? When people start making noise, when people start complaining so much that everywhere you turn, you see nothing but Trump flags, that people are so tired of the cost of everything going out of control. They're so tired of the bull crap that we all can see. They're just so tired of all the wickedness. They're so tired of being lied to, so tired of struggling. You know, when you see these elites coming out and they're saying that Trump's court case is absolutely ridiculous, when they have to admit it, when the racism narrative doesn't work anymore so much that they have to tell you the truth, that's when you know that Joe Biden is going to poop himself once again.
I actually think that the case in New York City is pretty weak, if not flat out bogus. And I'm going to speak what I believe to be true. And when I think about Donald Trump, I think about this case in New York. I mean, I'm looking at the Democrats right now. And again, primarily, I have voted Democrat throughout my life, but I'm utterly disgusted with what I'm seeing because it seems to me that they're trying to use the law in the courts. They've clearly politicized this thing with Donald Trump because they can't come up with a strategy to offset the momentum he's clearly gained. In at least 5 polls, he's up. You don't seem to have the issues in your favor, you believe. So because of that, you're going to manipulate the system as best as you possibly can to avoid him possibly running for re-election again. That appears to be their strategy, but I'm here to tell you it's not working. Now we're going to talk about a hush money case that took place while he was running for election in 2016, but he was in office until 2020, and now here you are in 2024, months before another election, that he's the presumptive GOP nominee, and this is what you're trying to do? It's a disgrace. It's weak. It's pathetic, and somebody needs to say it. The Democrats need to come up with a better strategy because this ain't working. Dare I say something that will probably be termed the most uncomfortable thing that I've ever had to articulate out of my mouth from a political perspective. But I got to tell you something. As much as people may have been abhorred by Donald Trump's statement weeks ago, talking about how black folks, he's hearing that black folks find him relatable because what he's going through is similar to what black Americans have gone through, he wasn't lying. He was telling the truth. When you see the law enforcement, the court system, and everything else being exercised against him, it is something that black folks throughout this nation can relate to with some of our historic, iconic figures.
Now, Stephen A. Smith is telling you the absolute truth. You know, he's been crazy in the past, been saying a lot of crazy, wild stuff, man. All right. And we all know what the deal is, but Stephen A. Smith, for some reason, he's got a conscience. That's exactly what's happening with Stephen A. Smith. He's got a conscience about what's going on. He's not afraid to tell the world the truth. Okay, really, like the things that are coming out of Stephen A. Smith's mouth sound completely conservative. Since this man went on Patrick Bet-David's show, he came out with a MAGA hat. Okay, but he's just telling you the truth. You know, you can only look at this from one point of view. That is election time. They have nothing else on Trump. They can't win a fair election to save their lives. I mean, if you look at it, have you looked at a Trump rally? Have you seen how many people show up, guys? Like it's absolutely crazy. Okay. And then you look at Biden trying to gather 4, 5, 6 people together in his own hometown, and they're cussing him out. F Joe Biden everywhere. It's crazy. That's the reality of what we're facing right now. Okay. So, they are painting a picture for you. They want you to be emotionally involved in this process. Okay. The mainstream media wants you to fear. They want you to be anxious. They want you to have anxiety. Remember this? Does this look familiar to you? That you gotta be fearful. You got, they have to play on your emotions. This is what they do. This is how they grab your attention. This is how they get people that don't know any better. Sound bites, sound clips. This is how they get you. Listen to how scared they want the jurors to be. Listen to how scared they want you to be. Does this sound like a strong, honest media that we have here in the United States? Take a look.
Now that there is a panel, we have the 12 jurors, we have the 6 alternates, Lisa. What stood out to you from the time you spent in the courthouse today?
I would say, Chris, this is a day that I would characterize as about pressure and feelings and anxiety. So if that's been building all week, we really saw that come to a head today. We saw at least 4 jurors essentially say today that they could not serve because their anxiety or their nervousness. One of them was someone who said that her father had a relationship with someone who previously, a high-profile person who had a relationship with former President Trump. And when questioned by the defense, that person just felt the pressure was too much for them. She burst into tears and said, I don't know that I can do this. I feel so anxious and nervous right now. And that's when she was brought over to a sidebar for further questioning. And we saw that also today in the questioning with a prospective juror who revealed herself to have been convicted of a felony in another state and even said, I don't even know why I'm here. I don't think I'm eligible to serve. But in the course of revealing why, her voice broke. She was tearful. She was not embarrassed per se, but it was clear that the source of her conviction was a real issue of pain for her. And so this was just a really emotional day for prospective jurors. And then to have it culminate with this incident here outside, I can say all the people in the courtroom, I think we are, if not rattled, sort of made more sober by the events of today, the emotions and the rawness and the vulnerability that a lot of the prospective jurors showed us today. And then, of course, the incident outside, which really brought home to many of us the same fear and anxiety that many of the prospective jurors are feeling. Is this a safe environment? Can this be a place even where a former president can get a fair trial? I will tell you, a reporter from another publication said to me mid-room, I don't even know if the Secret Service is going to allow him back here. Some of us weren't sure that we're going to continue this afternoon, or even that Judge Merchan knew what had gone on. So it's not clear to us what's going to happen when we reconvene from the break, whether we will take a further break, or how the proceedings will be affected even by what has happened out.
They're having trouble with the jurors because they're trying to convict the innocent man. Anybody ever thought of that at MSNBC? Okay. Yeah, it's emotional. Yeah, they know that this guy didn't do anything wrong and it's a political hit job. Okay. That's what it is. That's what it is. Very clear. We've seen this before, guys. All right. This is what it is. A political hit job around election time. They don't want their political party to win. They don't have anything, against him, really, except for the fact that he's a living human being running for president that they don't like, period. That's all this is, bro. That's all it is. And when people can actually see that, when time passes, and they see that, wow, they really try to do this to Trump, they'll do it to anybody else also. Okay. They need to get your emotions involved in this. You have to have an emotional investment into what they're saying to you. They've got to make you feel a certain way. It's so awful. It's agonizing. It's just so emotional. Such an emotional day for everyone. Can you believe it? Like, oh man, this is how they sell you movie tickets, just like this. Okay, get you emotionally invested into what they're talking about. And in reality, it's a bunch of nonsense just to get clicks and likes over Trump. All right, these people are scavengers literally. They could be anywhere reporting live on some real news stories, telling you what's going on in our country. In New York, actually, they could be talking about some of the crime that's happening, probably right around the corner, okay, from the courthouse. But instead, they have to go through this process, and they've got to find the perfect jurors that can actually handle this. Yeah, because Trump has done a lot of things for people. He's helped a lot of people, and everybody knows it. But soon, many people are going to stand up and fight with Trump. Lots of people are coming up to fight with Trump. Ones that they feel guilty because he's helped them so much in the past. He's been a great guy to a lot of people. And that's what they're going to find out the hard way. That's exactly what they're going to find out the hard way. Because Trump does have a lot of partnerships, a lot of invested relationships in New York. And he doesn't have a whole lot of friends there in terms of, the judicial system, apparently. And that's pretty clear because we know who's running that show. But we're talking about citizens, fans, people who he's done business with. Oh, yeah, all day long. Donald Trump's got a slew of business associates and people that he's helped out in New York. So these people are going to start to stand up, and it's going to overwhelm the government officials in New York City. It's coming. The wrath is coming. I'm telling you that right now. Just watching him go to Harlem in the local bodega and seeing all those people come out for him, seeing just random people on the streets, want him back in office because they realize that the economy is trashed. They know and they recognize that Trump's policies were very beneficial, even to small business owners, even from the bodega store owners, the regular citizens on the streets who can actually who were able to afford things under Trump, and now they can't. Their lives have changed dramatically. But, it even more so, like, this proves and shows us that, Trump's policies, they won. They have always been a winner. Nothing's changed with Trump except all these shenanigans they're taking him through right now. And I want people to really understand and get the hate out of your heart. If you're watching this video, and they've got you so emotional that you decided that you're going to hate Trump. Hey, that's the wrong way to look at it. Let's take emotions out of it completely, because the mainstream media, they're masterminds at mastering your emotions. That's exactly what they do. So let's take emotions right out of it. Let's use logical common sense, backtrack, look at the economy before, look at it now, a king. Whoever's in charge of a kingdom, whoever's in charge of a government, whenever they have great intentions, everyone across the board does well. Talk to some of the people locally in your neighborhood to say, how are you doing now versus 4 years ago? How are you doing now under Biden versus under Trump? And just get some honest opinions. Just talk to regular people. Go scour the internet, looking at videos, and listen to what people are actually saying about Donald Trump instead of having a hatred or a bias, vitriol for the man. That the mainstream media has perpetuated for many years now. All right, look at some facts and evidence. Guys, thank you so much. This has been Yup, I Said It. And until next time, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Pretty please. Thank you so much. Until next time.